last year, when the war between Israel and Palestine broke out, a lot of Jewish entertainers was coming online and was saying that they wanted the black community to actually speak up for them, and they was calling on the world to actually speak up for Israel, and a lot of entertainers did, but some, spoke and said that Israel had the right to defend themselves, but others said that, but also said this.
Israeli government right now is taking the time to like call out celebrities who
Well,
are Palestinian, and they're saying they're not condemning the
here's the
actions.
thing. I have no doubt that what Israel has the right to defend itself. I think that what Hamas did was an abomination. But I also can hold in my head the idea that there are people in Palestine who are rich too. And I refuse to believe that every Palestinian, every person that's trapped in Gaza is a terrorist. And I don't think it's appropriate to believe that one group of people has the corner market on humanity. They're human beings all around.
Absolutely.
And I think that Israel has the right to defend itself, but those people have a right to life too.
So there was a period of time when a lot of conservatives was siding directly with Israel. They was down with Israel, right or wrong, weak or strong. But things have changed where you have a lot of YouTubers uh, that was once supporters of Israel. They turned their back, and you had people like Fresh and Fit, and uh, people like Sneeko, and it's just Candace Owens, and so many other people. The Tate brothers. They've all come after Israel, and when you notice, all of these guys are now demonetized or either kicked off of YouTube. But Candace Owens, what all these people had in common, it was actually all of these people was disrespectful of the black community as well, right? And they all been demonetized, suspended, or either kicked off of YouTube. But one person that's really doubling down and going hard on the Jewish community is Candace Owens. Check this. Candace Owens spent years disrespecting the black community, disrespecting black culture, showing the worst of our community. None of the great contributions or the things that we're doing now, because we have positive black people in so many different areas of this country. But Candace Owens never talked about those people. For years, these different groups sat and watched her disrespect our community. But when she disrespected them, they didn't play no games with her. They came after her right away and got her out of there. Now she started interviewing people like Kanye West, and I'm gonna say this. I learned that going after or speaking on the Jews is a waste of time. Just start building your own community. Work with your people and develop your people and do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. We don't have to say nothing bad about the Jewish community. Just do what you got to do. A lot of them own these platforms, and you're in their house talking bad about them in their house. And I've learned to stop doing that. I've learned to just start getting resources together to develop my own people. Not I'm wasting my time talking about them. So additionally, so she went on and she posted this. She said additionally, the video Kanye West, Ye, and Candace Owens, Candace episode 42 has been removed from the Candace Owens YouTube channel because it violates our hate speech policies. YouTube does not allow content containing conspiratorial claims that individuals or groups are evil, corrupt, malicious, based on their protected group status, right? And if people say this about us all the time, we're supposed to be a protected group, but we're not. Specifically, the video in question contains claims that Jews control the media, right? And these are things that you shouldn't be saying, right? We, this week, there will be no show today or at all this week. That's because YouTube has issued me a strike and a 1 week suspension for my sit down with Kanye. He also removed the interview as hate speech, as it was mass reported by Zionists. Their tactics will never change. And I just feel like she's wasting her time doing this kind of stuff. Then when I requested a manual review of my Tristan Tate episode before we posted, and YouTube approved it. Then awesome Jew encouraged people to fake mass report the episode, and YouTube removed the video. YouTube, this is targeted harassment, and I'm telling you guys that it's not targeted harassment, because the thing is, we shouldn't really be talking about or bothering Jews. They're at a war right now. Let them do their thing. We Right now we should be focusing more on the FBA. Forget Candace Owens, but as Black people, we should be more focused on FBA culture and what we need to do to develop our communities and our children. Right? When you on the battlefield, you have to fight strategically, and they're not the people to really go after right now, because we don't have no power. If anything bad happens to one of us, we don't have the power to stop it. So just leave it alone. But Candace got into an argument with a rabbi on Piers Morgan's show, and I think that this was the video that really got her in trouble right here.
What I would like to say to you, Rabbi, since you're quoting scripture, okay? The one that's relevant to me is, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness. And if you'd like to dive into a little more scripture, I think what's relevant is Revelation 3:9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. And I'm speaking directly to you.
So she started reading off scriptures to this rabbi, and those powerful people behind the scenes was watching. And I'm gonna tell you, we saw the situation happen with Tyreek Hill, right? And Black folks are powerless to stop it. But when she said what she said about the Jewish community, there was swift retribution, swift punishment. They wasn't playing with her. Swift. So we don't have time to be arguing with them. We should be trying to develop ourselves and our people. We should be trying to get power where we don't have to see what happened to Sandra Bland. We don't have to see what happened to a Tyreek Hill, or the sister that was praying that was unalived in her kitchen, and nobody did nothing about it. Nothing. So we don't have time to be sitting there arguing with them. Leave them alone. Let them do what they need to do for their people and themselves, and let's do what we need to do. But she took to her Twitter or whatever account that she has left to speak on the situation, and she said this.
Really quickly, just to give a couple of thoughts. You used to be able to just do a video on YouTube, but now I kind of think that you have to host a space. Anyways, obviously, I'm doing this because my account just got suspended on YouTube, and I shared with you guys exactly how it happened, which was, prior to today, I had nothing on my account other than the day that account, Awesome Jew, began publishing a step-by-step guide for how people could mass report my Tristan Tate interview when my Tristan Tate interview aired. And YouTube actually responded on Twitter and said that these sort of targeted harassment campaigns wouldn't work. And then lo and behold, they quite literally took down that video, and we then filed an appeal, and we haven't actually heard back on that appeal. But I kind of put it in the back of my mind. And interestingly enough, it's kind of been a journey with this, and I did kind of expect this to happen, especially after the Rabbi Shmuley debate. I knew there would be some price that I had to pay for it, because you just can't have a video or a debate go that viral. And I could just see how angry the Zionist community was about it. And you could sense their anger also in their silence, which is so interesting just to weigh against. 2 weeks ago, every Zionist account on social media, every Zionist media member was writing articles hysterically from here to Australia saying, Candace Owens is having a mental breakdown, Candace Owens is unhinged, Candace Owens is angry, writing lies about me. And yet, absolute crickets. If you go online right now and you type in Rabbi Shmuley, Candace Owens, despite the fact that it was trending for 2.5 days on Twitter, not a single article was written which was negative about Rabbi Shmuley. And it sort of has been a build with throughout, I would say, the last year, really almost exactly a year. I think sort of post October 7th, for better or worse, things have changed. We're not going back to the place, the America, the conservative, the Republican movement, whatever you want to call it, that we were prior to October 7th. And I think it caused a lot of people to see the world through a different lens, and to see a lot of people who they had trusted and who they thought were morally consistent not live up to that expectation. And so I knew, when the first kind of harassment campaign came, And it was essentially like, this is what your opinion has to be on this situation. And I didn't bite on that. I knew what the consequence was going to be. Obviously, everybody saw the writing on the wall. It was like, we will come for your job and you will no longer have the platform that you do. But I really did have the confidence, like when all of that happened this year, like I knew that I would be fine because I very much believe in myself. And I think that that kind of comes from, I think the public trusts me. We've been through enough together with, the media spells, whether it's Black Lives Matter and me taking an opinion that was not mainstreamed, COVID, me taking an opinion that was not mainstreamed, all with the exact same name calling, the exact same harassment, the exact same people pretending that I was too stupid to be able to have an opinion about these matters. She's not a doctor. She's not an expert. How dare she say this? Fine. And we've gotten through those things and I've been on the right side of it. And so there's just been just a very long history between me and the people that follow me. And like I said, some earned trust. And so when things throughout at the beginning of this year, obviously stepping out on my own, I did feel that like very confident that I could rebuild my audience because like I said, like I am the Candace show. It's just me talking to you guys. And obviously I think for the people like Rabbi Shmuley who were a part of that harassment campaign, like demanding that I lose my job, it was something that made them very angry to see that that didn't take me out. And to the exact contrary, my show has never been bigger. My show has never been more successful. I've never had more daily views. And that doesn't really work for them. And so they were not going to let up. And I knew that that was going to happen because I think part of this sort of psychological terrorism is essentially you can only have a platform if we say you can. You can only have a platform if we're writing nice articles about you. You can only have a platform if we say that you're intelligent. You can only have a platform if we're willing to host you on our shows. And then you have people that are proving time and time again that that actually isn't a reality. And unfortunately, the people that we're dealing with don't have any other strategies. Like this is what they've been doing for so long to great success, whether it's, again, calling somebody stupid, calling their opinions illegitimate because they're not experts, so you can't talk about vaccines. In the past, that's proven so successful, but we live in a different world post-COVID where the belief in the establishment has completely crumbled. And people are now really following the individuals that were willing to sort of buck those trends and say, hey, wait a second, like maybe let's not get the vaccine. Like, hey, maybe Black Lives Matter isn't telling you the truth. And maybe Zionism has become exceedingly radical. And you can watch these accounts. I mean, we saw this last week with Tucker Carlson.
So after this, Myron took to his Twitter, and remember, he's already demonetized and out of here. And he's not an FBA, so we don't care about him. YouTube demonetizing the real Candace Owens proves what I've been saying for the past year and who really runs America. See, again, he shouldn't be talking like that. That's none of his business, right? You can criticize BLM, LGBTQ, Marxism, feminism, communism, egalitarianism, but you can never talk about Jews or Zionists. According to the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, working definition, which is always updated, of anti-Semitism, making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as a collective, such as, especially and not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or of the Jewish control of the media, economy, government, or other social institutions. So criticizing Jewish control of the media is anti-Semitism. But then they ban you for saying they control the media, which proves they do. See, and this is the thing, right? What power, if you're going to make these statements, what power do you have to back it up? You don't have the power. And I've learned coming on here, running my mouth, saying certain things, I don't have no backup. They'll just knock my channel down, knock my money down. And most people in my community have been like, man, George shouldn't have been talking like that. I've had it done. I've had channels taken down. I've had letters, people put letters in my door, right? I even had somebody put a bullet in a cup on my porch when I was on my old channels talking like this. I stopped talking like that because there's nobody to come help you. There's no backup. So my thing is, I'm well aware of a lot of things, but I've learned to keep things to myself. I learned to keep things to myself. I learned to strategize and just create my own organizations, urban nerds, work with my children, work with children of the community, and go to develop my own people. What they got going on ain't none of my business. I'm not dealing with none of that no more. It's because it's a waste of time. What we should be trying to do as black folks is develop our own people. Stop talking about those people. Leave them alone. Let them do whatever it is that they're doing. Let them do whatever it is that they're doing. So I don't, like I said, I don't know. I'm not getting into them about them controlling the media and all these different groups. I'm more into what FBA is doing in reparations and what we need to be doing for our community, because it's obvious that they have an agenda for theirs, and they don't let you disrespect them at all. They don't let you talk down to them. They don't let you talk about them. And if you do, there's a swift punishment and justice. So I believe that we can learn something from that. We can learn something from that. We actually should be learning and studying a lot of ways they make money and how they move. So that way we can implement some of that into the black community. That's what we should be doing, because we know for a fact that when you talk about them, all of them coming, and they're gonna deal with you. They're gonna deal with you. So all of these people that's been named, they all been demonetized. They all kicked off. They all messed up their money. And what is it all worth? Because you're doing all that talking, you're not in position to take power. You're not in position to back up what you're saying. So if you're not in position to back up what you're saying, and here I am, I'm part of a community, an ethnic group that sat there and watched Sandra Bland be unalive. They sat there and watched that woman in that kitchen be unalive. They sat there and watched Tamir Rice be unalive, Mike Brown, and really did nothing about it. But every day in our communities, we wipe each other out. We commit verbal genocide on each other every day. We do all kinds of stuff to each other. I ain't got time to be talking about no other group. I need to be talking to my group. So I don't have no problems with them. I'm working within my community to get my people together. So I'm gonna cut this video short right here, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, Candace Owens ain't no ally of ours. She's never been an ally of ours. So she needs to stay over there with the people that she's aligned with, because she's never been an ally to us. So make sure y'all subscribe to Street Media TV. Hit that like button. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.